So you got to try and think about positive things you could put back into your life, and of course the rest is you can see where this is going, can't you?
Well,
What's the obvious thing?
well, this is it. I mean, luckily now I've got a bit more of a mature outlook on it all. I started by training again, sort of getting down the gym, because I knew that was always a positive thing for me. So, I started off with light training, and now I'm pushing up the intensity, to a point where I'm squatting well, and, I'm feeling good. I'm doing loads of cardio. I'm trying to get my weight down. I've been straight up from 17 stone to 19 stone. So I'm working hard. I'm down to about 18 stone at the moment. So I'm working hard there, and I'm getting out, I'm chatting to people, I'm meeting again, and the same thing with Alex, I mean, I hadn't spoken to him for years, and, it was, it's going to sound really silly, but Alex was always one of those guys that, I really loved as a person, I loved him as a person, and he had so much time, and he was just excellent towards me all the time, and, very supportive. Have a go at me when I was in the wrong, which is what you need, and I always enjoyed his company on the shows, and being around him, and I was, one of a better word, I was in awe of him. He was the guy that had it all, and I sort of was a bit pissed off that I let myself not sort of lose contact with him. So I thought, do you know what, sod it, I'm going to call him, and I called him, and he's just been great to me ever since. And as I say, I've just got nothing but love for the man.
So you called Alex Shane, and he obviously then told you about the new FWA, which was starting up. Was it an instinctive reaction that you wanted to be involved?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, the goosebumps came up, and it was like, oh man, the FWA, and and it takes me back to the years that I loved. It takes me back to the years that were the best for me. And he was pitching the ideas, and I thought, do you know what, I want to be a part of this. I don't care what I need to do. I just want to be part of the show and be part of the FWA. I really do, and it doesn't matter. I just want to be part of the show. Whatever they want to do with me, I'm happy.
Because I think part of it. It's fair to say, by your own admission, you're not in ring shape yet, so you're not obviously expecting to jump back in the ring and be the main event straight away. How do you see your role in the immediate future in the new FWA?
Well, like you say, I mean, I'm not in ring condition, and I wouldn't expect to be, main event. As I said, if I can give Flash Barker 100% in the ring, then you're not going to get him until he's ready. I don't know. I mean, as I said, some of the shows, we've lost the importance of some of the basic things, the presentation, the ring presentation. As I said, the wrestling bell, timekeeping, you look in other countries, that's a massive, massive honour to, carry the bell in and ring the bell. You look in Japan, it's done by the legends, sort of retired wrestlers, people that, that people got so much respect for, and it's an intricate part of the show, because at the end of the day, you can't start or finish the match without a bell. So I would be honoured, and it would be my honour, even if they want me to ring the bell, it would be my honour, just as long as I'm part of the show.
So in the short term, you see that as something you might be doing, timekeeping, or just bringing back that kind of sense of importance for the ring bell. But then, where do you see yourself, hopefully in a year from now?
Well, I mean, as I said, it's one of those things for me to develop as a person as well, because it's not only to develop me as a wrestler, but it's to develop me as a person, to get out of the pit that I've been in. So again, I have to set realistic goals. It's no good me setting my ambitions too high and failing, because again, that's another one of my conditions. I have a fear of failure, because I've always set my goals probably a bit too high. So we have to be realistic. Again, I would love to be part of the show, with it's being the importance of ringing the bell, which I would gladly do. Refereeing, You know, I'm gladly refereeing until I'm ready to go. But I mean, there is going to be a point in my career that I want to get back and step between the ropes as a competitor and as a wrestler. And that's where my ultimate goal is going to be.
Given that you've lost so much in the past year, and this will be our last question because we're almost out of time, but how important to you is this chance, this opportunity to come back and be a part of something special like the new FWA promises to be? How can you put into words what that means to you?
Well, to me, it means it's the last chance saloon. In the end of the day, you know, I'm not getting any younger. I'm 40 years old now. You know, I've got a couple of years at best, really, before, you know, it gets to a point where I can't really do anything. Again, to be given this opportunity, it's something that shouldn't happen to me after everything I've been through, but it is. So, you know, it's just nice to be part. It's just nice to be me again, knowing that how dark my periods of my life have been and what I've lost. I just want to come out of it and say, do you know what, Phil? You gave a bloody good show.
Phil Flash Barker, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. That was Phil Flash Barker, and I'm sure you'll agree. What an incredible story he has. It's going to be great to see him in Broxbourne next weekend for FWA New Frontiers. He's going to be the guest timekeeper there, and I'm sure he's going to get a very warm reception from all the fans in attendance. Now, next week, we've just heard we're going to have the Governor, Martin Stone. He's going to be our guest in the studio. It's going to be just a couple of days before his big main event at New Frontiers against Doug Williams in a qualifying match for the FWA World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. So if you have any questions for Martin, the email address, once again, radio@fwauk.com. And as I said before, Tony Simpson is going to be joining us sometime in the next couple of weeks after New Frontiers. So you'll have a chance to see the first show before you put your questions to him. But again, if you do want to ask Tony Simpson, the managing director of FWA, any questions, radio@fwauk.com. All right, just before I go then, let's go through that card for New Frontiers one more time. We are just a week or so away from the big night in the Broxbourne Civic Hall on Sunday, the 2nd of August. And as well as that main event with Martin Stone and Doug Williams, how about this for some other matches? 3 more qualifiers for that World Heavyweight Championship Tournament, including these. The man that gravity forgot, Pac, nowadays, of course, an international superstar. He's going to be taking on Leroy Kincaid, the powerhouse and multi-talented athlete from Kent. Pac and Leroy Kincaid, another qualifier for that World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Bubblegum, he's going to be in Broxbourne. He's going to be taking on a much bigger man in Birmingham's human hate machine, Dave Morales. Only one of those 2 men can go through to the main tournament. We'll find out which one of them it's going to be during New Frontiers. Terry Frazier, Joel Redman, they've fought each other many, many times over the past 18 months or so. Been involved in really a vicious feud going up and down the country, but they're going to be fighting with more at stake than ever before. Only one of them can go through to the main tournament. Another qualifier, Terry Frazier, Joel Redman at New Frontiers. The FWA's tag division starts at New Frontiers as well. The leaders of the new school, Zack Sabre Jr. and Marty Skrull, one of the hottest teams in Britain at the moment, will be taking on the northern combination of CJ Banks and Joey Hayes, also tipped as a couple of the finest young wrestlers in the country. What a way to kick off the tag division that will be. And what about this as well? Johnny Storm, Jody Fleisch, Rockstar Spud and Mark Haskins in a fatal 4-way match with the winner qualifying for the FWA Flyweight Championship Tournament. Talk about the old and the new of FWA. Those 4 going at it in the ring at New Frontiers is going to be incredible. Also, FWA Unsigned that day, headlined by Sam Bailey and Dave Rain, going up against Lethal Dose in a tag match from Future Shock Wrestling. Big Q&A session as well, all kinds of things going on. It all starts at the Broxbourne Civic Hall. The action starts at 2 p.m. if you want to be there for the Fan Slam, 5:30 for the main show. Do not miss it. So Martin Stone next week. That's all I've got time for today. Thank you for listening, as ever, to FWA Radio.